Good morning, good night, good evening, wherever you're listening from, wherever you're watching from. I am Dr. Canute White, and you're listening to Canute Exploration, your topic in the podcast. We have just celebrated International Women's Day, the 8th of March, 2022. And I decided, why not? Since this month is also designated Women History Month, why not just continue to celebrate women? And I have decided to do that. And I've talked to a number of women. I have my part one, part two, part three, part four, and this is the final of the 5-part series of Voices of Challenge Women. Women can overcome. I believe that. I believe in women. I believe that without them, we will never be here. You understand the concept, right? And we should give them a space in society to launch out and to just be women and do what they need to do what they have to do what they can do in order to ensure that we have a safe society. And therefore, we need to treat them good as men. We need to understand what the challenges that they're going through. And the women need to understand the challenges that the whole women, creation are actually going through. So let's see how best we can talk to another guest. She has her own challenges, and I'd like to talk to her about bitter divorce as it relates to divorce from an addict, and also I'd like to talk to her as it relates to being in a contest, a beauty contest, and how that actually enhances her self-esteem as she goes through her challenges. So let my guest in to the studio and have a talk with her. She's no other than Freeman, Debbie. How you doing, Debbie? Nice to have you on Canute Exploration, your topic in the podcast. I'm Dr. Canute White. I want you to tell me, who is Debbie? Let me start there.
Who is
Who
Debbie?
is Debbie? Yeah.
Well, Debbie is a funny person. She is very giving. She is a lot of things. I'm a great friend. I'm loyal. I don't like drama. But
Okay.
your whole intro about the women, love you. First of all, I love you right there. We got along right there because, you know, it's hard to be a woman and we can be treated poorly. And
Yeah.
my whole thing is about inspiring women and empowering women to be themselves,
Yeah.
not anybody else, but being proud of who they are in whatever skin they're in, whatever color, whatever, it doesn't matter. They need to be proud of who they are. And it doesn't, and even though we were talking about the pageant,
Right.
A lot of times the stigma of pageantry is people think of, women that are out, looking at themselves, and they're this, that, and the other. But really, honestly, I think pageantry has gone a different way. I think you could be any size. It is all
Right.
about the woman being confident in who she is.
Yeah.
And that was what brought me around, which we'll get later on, but it's what
Yeah.
brought me back around to the pageants was because I needed to find myself.
Right. And we're going to talk about that transition, right? I love that. I read about it. But going to your childhood for a while, look at you back at age 7, age 10, 15. Talk to us about that.
Well, I was, it's funny because I was actually talking to a friend of mine the other day, and I was like, they're like, Debbie, don't you know how beautiful you are?
Yeah.
And I had to really sit there and think to myself and go, you know what? I mean, I'd like to think that I am, but in a part of me, I don't, because
Yeah.
I was the kid in school that got made fun of. I had a unibrow, came all the way down my nose.
Okay.
And my teeth, I mean, they're nice now, but before they were fixed, I mean, I had a horse mouth. You know what I mean?
We're not seeing that, Debbie. We're not seeing that. Hey, I give Debbie a close up here on the channel. But those who are listening on their favorite podcast platform cannot see. But the thing that Debbie just described, we are not seeing it. Okay, Debbie.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Well,
we're not.
kids are just mean.
Yeah,
They are. They're just mean to each other. They make fun. So it was funny that they said that to me, and I didn't know this person, and I literally almost cried.
yeah,
I just was, wow, Debbie, you don't really even know that. You
yeah,
don't know that. And
yeah,
through what I've been through, it's funny how I still have to talk to myself and go, Debbie, you are beautiful, not only on the outside but on the inside as well. And the things I have to do every day to keep my mental state.
yeah. Debbie. I was just saying the thing you describe in terms of your physique. The thing that that we're not seeing that. I wasn't seeing that. I'm seeing no, right? But that's cool. Debbie, you had gone through a painful divorce. I'd like you to talk a bit about that.
Well, I was married. I had a successful career. I was the dance captain of the Rockettes, Radio City Music Hall, and I was ready to have a family. So I got married, and he ended up being an alcoholic. And it was,
Yeah,
you know, he was kind of like hidden. Like he would, I think my whole relationship with him, he never told me he was drinking. And even when I would, see him and would smell it on him and would, question him, you've been drinking, he would still say to me, no, I haven't. And never once, not once in our whole relationship did he admit to it.
yeah,
The whole relationship was a lie. Like went, before we got married, I remember he stayed out all night, one night. Well, he
mhm,
did 2 or 3 nights, okay? But I'm talking about this one night.
yeah,
And when he came back the next day, he told me he was in jail.
mhm,
So I said, okay, well, take me down to the jailhouse. So I'd like to talk to somebody. He made me get in the car, drive all the way down there, and it was closed.
yeah,
I didn't understand that. I was like, how can this be closed? You're not telling me something. So then he created a lie to cover the lie. And granted, this took hours of us going, because he didn't want to tell me the truth. So
yeah,
finally, he confesses with this other lie, which I didn't know.
yeah,
I thought was the truth. Okay.
mhm,
So now years go on, and I keep getting different stories. And after every 3 years, he'd lose his job, and he'd come home and he'd tell me a story, and my parents would go, Debbie, that's not doesn't sound right. And I go, yes, it is. That's
mhm,
exactly what it is. And I would believe him, but in the meantime, every time we would get in an argument, or I say something to him, he would turn it around to where he would make it, you this, you did
yeah,
that. And he would make me the bad person.
yeah,
So I always felt like, okay, maybe it is me. You start thinking, you start questioning yourself, maybe I'm a bad person.
yeah,
And and it wasn't. And after many years, I would go to bed and I'd say, are you coming to bed? He'd say, yes. And he'd never come to bed. Never.
mhm,
We wouldn't be together. And I'll tell you, you start taking the cookies to bed, the
yeah.
cheese, the ice cream.
Oh,
I 100 pounds
mm,
because I lost my self-esteem. I thought I was not pretty. I
yeah,
thought there was something wrong with me. Why would not my husband not want to be with me?
mhm,
And then
mhm,
I'd say, well, it's been a year. And he'd go, it has not been a year. What makes you think it's been a year? And I'd be like, well, because it was last Valentine's Day we were together.
yeah,
I don't know what man can go a whole year without
yeah,
some intimacy.
yeah.
That's not right.
Right,
So
and I agree. Yeah,
that made me feel horrible. My whole self-esteem,
mhm,
my confidence was horrible.
yeah. I saw a photo of you before. and
Yes,
after. I would like your permission to show that photo.
you sure can.
All right, fine. Um, this is it, right?
That is it.
Yeah, before and after. You know, it's amazing though. You talk about 100 pounds, Debbie, and how do you get from before to after? How is that?
You know, that was the girl that was stuck inside that body. She's
Mm,
been dying to come out. You see her?
yeah,
And I'm happy in both pictures because I am a happy person. I well that because that was my child's birthday party, and I actually was heavier than that, but I wouldn't let anybody take any pictures of me then.
right.
That's just the heaviest one that I could find because I went heavier than that, but I wouldn't let anyone see me. I was so ashamed of myself.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
but going from that to that takes discipline. A lot of people will think, I'm just going to change the way that I eat and that it's going to, I'm going to lose weight. And
yeah,
it's more than that. It's diet, it's exercise, it's frame of mind. You have to be dedicated to yourself. And so many people, it's real easy to go, you know what? I've been doing this for a month. I deserve a day off. But they take that day off, but they take another day off, and another day off.
Too many jobs.
You guys
Yeah,
know what I'm talking about. I
yeah,
know
of
you.
course. My audience knows.
We've all been there. We've all
Yeah,
been there. But that
yeah,
was emotional eating. You know what I mean? That I was doing because I wasn't wanting to face the feelings that I was going through. So what I was doing was numbing the pain. And that's what
okay.
most people will do is they will numb it with drugs, they will numb it with alcohol. I was numbing it with food. So I didn't have to feel what I was feeling.
Yeah. So you have become addicted to food because of the challenges that you were going through.
Absolutely. I
Right.
would rather just sit there and eat the Oreo cookies and not have to think of anything and say, oh, this is good. And then, of course, after you do that, then you've got that guilt. Why
Yeah.
did I, And then you start feeling bad because you've let yourself down.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm trying to let women know is that be true to yourself. You can do that. Anybody can do what I just did. You know what I mean? But you've got to be honest with yourself. Why are you eating the way that you're eating?
Yeah.
Answer your why question. Why do you want to get healthy? I couldn't walk upstairs at my kid's school. I was walking up the stairs and I was so heavy, my knees were killing me. My back ached because my boobs were so big that I was
Yeah.
heavy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't want to live the rest of my life like this.
Yeah. I have a surprise for a lot of people watching this. Those listening cannot see. That's the thing. So those of you who are listening on your favorite podcast platform, hey, find some way to get over to the YouTube channel, Canute Media, and see what's going on here. Because I have something to show, how you have gotten by and, transformed. Those pictures people need to see. But let's look first though at your sexual abuse. Let's talk about that.
Yes. It's really strange, but like I had that happen to me when I was younger.
Yeah.
And I really pushed it in the back of my head so much that I almost forgot about it. And I wanted to believe that everything, this was my father
Yeah.
growing up.
Okay.
Nobody knew about this. I mean, I tried to tell my mom, but my mom didn't believe me.
Yeah.
Um, and my dad would, do things.
Yeah.
And I would say, stop, stop, don't. And I'd yell, scream, cry, hit, kick as much as I could. And I don't like that. Please stop. And I remember crying and all these tears. And he'd be like, women like that. Girls like that. Your girls lie because they say stop, but they really mean do.
Mm.
Is, my father's passed away. And so this is reawoken in me.
Yeah, yeah,
And I'd suppressed that a long time. A long time.
yeah,
I think that's probably why I never wanted to be home. I always wanted to be away from the house. I wanted to go out. I was in dancing school. My mom had me in dancing, and I just wanted to dance and be at the dance studio constantly. I never wanted to go home and
yeah,
face that. No.
yeah.
And it wasn't until a friend of mine came over in 8th grade that she said to me, Debbie, I don't want to come to your house anymore. Your father makes me feel strange.
Yeah.
And I went, wow. Other people see what I'm seeing, because my mother had made me feel like it was
Yeah.
just me, like it was me making up something,
Hmm, hmm. Yeah.
and it wasn't.
But Debbie, don't that happens a lot. Mothers usually say, "Hey, stop saying that. That's not true." Right? It
Yeah,
happens.
it did. In fact, I was so self-conscious. I mean, when I got older, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't wear shirts that showed any part of my chest or any of my body,
Okay.
because I did not want men looking at me.
Yeah. Yeah.
It wasn't until I started performing in shows and stuff that I felt
Right.
better about my body. But growing up, high school and everything, I mean, I'd be all the way up. I didn't want anybody looking at me or getting
Mm.
any kind of ideas or anything.
Right.
I
And you have
didn't.
overcome that. And that is what we're talking about here on Canute Exploration, your topic in a podcast. Women overcoming, because Debbie had overcome all of that. She had those challenges that stayed with her for a long while, but overcome. Overcome or overcoming. Have you overcome completely, Debbie? Have you overcome completely?
Well, I'll tell you what, I think that every day is a work in progress. I think that people have to work on themselves every single day. And people that think that if I just go through this, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
You're never fine. You always need to improve yourself. You always need to work on yourself. And we've got memories, and good and bad, right? And it's all how you look at things. It's your thoughts
Yeah.
that you have in your mind that create the feelings that you have,
Oh, yeah.
right? And so those feelings will either give you an action or inaction. You won't want to do anything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's all about controlling those thoughts. And that's what I try to help women with,
Yeah.
is helping them to control those thoughts and to turn it around, because I can take something that could really upset me, and you know how we sit, especially me, because I'm a mail carrier during the day, so I'm
Yeah.
delivering the mail, and we have 60,000 thoughts that go through our mind a day. And
Yeah.
how many of those do you think are negative? A lot,
Yeah,
right?
definitely. Right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So go, and then I start creating things, and we all do this. We start thinking, I'm the fortune teller. He said that to me. I bet he meant this. I bet he's doing this right
Yeah.
now. I
Yeah.
bet this is you know what I mean? It's like you're the fortune teller. You're no fortune teller. Stop that. Stop those thoughts, ladies. Just think about what's the facts. What's the fact that you know that to be true? Once you have the fact,
Yeah.
then you're okay. But the things you're creating in your mind, it stirs up stress, anxiety, and that's how we get sick, right?
Yeah. So you're saying, ladies, talk, positive
Yeah.
mindset, to really flush those negativity out of your mind. And looking at some statistic here, Debbie, one in five women and one in 71 men. Well, we're talking about women now, will be raped at some point in their life, sometime in their lives. And this thing about 1 in 4 girls, right, will be sexually abused before they turn 18. Very interesting statistic, Debbie. And that's well, it's more like a United States statistic, but we're seeing it around the world. A lot of things going on. Yeah,
Absolutely. It doesn't matter where you are, it goes on everywhere.
yeah, yeah,
Everywhere. And
yeah,
even by people with high, titles.
yeah, yeah,
People you would go, no, they would never do that.
yeah,
No, I'm sorry, but
yeah.
it doesn't matter who you are. You have to be careful and watch out for your young.
Right. Do you think that you said something that is critical, and I've heard it on my show before, and I believe it, that this thing about tiger, once you're tigered, you cannot do wrong, right? Once you're a pastor, we're not expecting that from you. You cannot do wrong. Once you're a doctor, you cannot do wrong. But do you think that ladies, girls are now becoming, we're talking about ladies now, but it can be on the flip side, right? Ladies, girls are now becoming aware that, hey, it doesn't matter what your tiger is, you can do wrong. Are they becoming aware now?
I don't know. And I think that the awareness that we need to get out to the public is that, you know, you could be sitting there in the doctor's office and the
Yeah,
doctor could just not have a very good bedside manner, as so
yeah,
to speak. You know what I'm saying? Just
yeah,
because they're a doctor, you have to be able and be confident enough to stand up for what is right. Know, and we need to let our children know what is proper in being touched in our body
right.
and our
Yeah.
surroundings, and what is appropriate and what is not appropriate.
Yeah, definitely. That is indeed true. And another quick statistic among those with 2 or more episodes of severe sexual abuse, you see the percentage there, and 5 or more episodes of severe physical abuse. But we're talking about sexual abuse. But look at it this way: is it that the sexual abuse and the physical abuse, they are connected? Is it that? Tell me, were you physically abused as well?
I think what it is that women will allow this to happen because they have no self worth.
Yeah,
They have been brought up, right? And they don't know how much they're worth.
yeah,
And that's
yeah,
the thing. And that's the unfortunate part is they don't realize they are special.
yeah,
Everybody is special.
yeah,
Everyone. I
yeah,
don't care who you are. You're
yeah,
beautiful and you are special. And that's it. And that's what they don't believe. And
yeah,
they need to believe that in themselves. And my big thing is your unique sparkle. I believe everyone has a unique sparkle all of their own that makes them shine. It's special.
yeah,
It's beautiful and they can share it with the world.
yeah,
They just have to
definitely,
believe it. Yeah.
definitely, definitely. I was thinking, though, those persons who are sexually abused, those women who are sexually abused, they are sometimes being restrained and physically abused as well. So the physical abuse and the sexual abuse, they're sort of twin. Would you say that? Would you say that in your case that you were physically abused in order to be sexually abused a lot of times?
I was both. Yeah.
Yeah, both. Yeah,
I was
yeah,
both, of course. I had a black eye one time. I
yeah,
had a belt mark right around my leg, so dark. It was awful. It welted up so bad.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Couldn't show anybody. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I
yeah.
was embarrassed. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm gonna be talking to you now about your transition. You talk about 100 pounds, and you're getting losing some of that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you have lost that, but I want you to talk to us about winning that that tiger there in America, Nevada, 2021. That's last year, right?
It was last year.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah,
not crazy? Yeah. So
Congrats.
for those of you that can see us on YouTube, I'm 51 years old.
Okay.
So I won this title at age 50. Okay. I started when I was 49. I was joking around because I used to choreograph some of the pageants here in town. And one of the directors said to me, she said, Debbie, you are looking really good. And I said, yes, too bad I can't enter the Mrs., whatever
Okay,
pageant.
right.
And she goes, no, but you could enter the Miss.
Okay.
And I went, oh. Now, see, for those of us that are into pageants, it's not about the crown.
Okay.
It's about the message that you now can speak with the crown. It gives you a voice to be heard.
Yeah.
That's what the crown is about. It's not about the bling bling. I like the bling bling. Give me all the bling bling. But it's not about that. It really, as soon as she said this to me, I was like, that is what I want to do. I want to get my message out to other women and empower them, inspire them, and motivate them to be their best selves. So that's what I did. I went on a roll. My goal was, I'm going to do this. And thank you.
Yeah, I have to put it there. I have to put it up to let people see it. Go ahead.
That's 50 years old, ladies. 50
Yeah, that
years
was
old.
50. 50. Right. Yeah. Okay. So ladies can do it. They can do it. Doesn't matter. Right?
It does not matter. Anybody.
Right.
You have to believe in yourself. You really do. Just have that goal, that ambition, that vision. A lot of times they say something you could do is just, you don't know where you're going, until you see the map, right?
Okay. I like that. You don't know where you're going until you see the map. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you just don't go, okay, I'm going to Egypt, but you don't know how you're going to get there, right?
Yeah.
You're going to have to look at a map and say, okay, I'm going to have to fly here. I'm going to have to do this, and this is what I'm going to do. So we're going to go through our map, okay? So visualize your end. So start with the end in mind of where you want to be, right?
Yeah.
Get there and go, okay, what GPS am I going to use to get me there?
So you have to strategize, right? Yeah.
And you do it.
Yeah,
right.
This is Canute Exploration, your topic in the podcast. I'm Dr. Canute White. Debbie Freeman talking about, her challenges in terms of her bitter divorce, sexual abuse, going on to win Miss Nevada. Yeah. And
United States of America, I have to say it right because they get upset. It's USOA Miss Nevada 2021.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. So I have another photo here. When was this?
That one, I was 49.
Okay.
That was the first pageant I did. I won first runner up to a girl that was 22 years old.
Wow.
And I was 49.
Yeah. And there's another one here. Two more to show you, and you tell us when. This one.
Yes. That one is when I was 50.
Okay, cool. And this one.
49.
49. Okay. Hey, ladies, you need to see these photos. So if you're watching, you're listening on your favorite podcast platform, get off there and go on Canute Media. That's the YouTube channel. And subscribe, rate, and comment. And also, you will see what Debbie talking about, Debbie Freeman. Right? It's really a pleasure. But, I have a few more questions for you before I really let you go, Debbie. You have said 4 years. 4 years, Debbie. You have not been sick. What's your secret to stay young and healthy? We have shown some photos. Debbie being 49, 50. So let's hear her.
Okay. Good makeup.
I like that.
All right. No, my secrets, honestly, is nutrients. Okay, guys, everybody thinks vitamins, okay, I have to have this vitamin, that vitamin, and all of this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
But if you eat the right nutrients, we're talking the color of the rainbow, all right? You get your vitamins from that, all right? I am very good about eating the rainbow. I eat,
Okay.
yes, I eat very healthy,
Yeah.
lean protein. Am I a saint? God, no. I love give me a donut sometime every now and then.
So you have what I call the food cheat. A little ice cream there and a slice of cake.
Yeah, you have to. If you deprive yourself, and that's what diets do, is they deprive
Yeah.
you, and you go for so long, and then all of a sudden you go crazy. But if you allow yourself to have, you know, everything in moderation, and you are, real with yourself, don't go crazy. Just have a little bit. Breathe. Don't just intake to where you're not even registering on your scale of how much you're eating, but actually eat
Yeah.
and wait and feel it. Breathe in between bites. Chew everything that you're eating. I know that we live in a fast-paced society, and we want to go,
Yeah.
give me that burger. I got to get to work. You know,
Yeah.
been there. You can't. You really have to
Yeah.
like chew, enjoy your food, and you probably won't even finish, to be honest with you, because it'll fill you up faster. Lots of water.
Yeah. Wow. You know, Debbie, my father used to say that we have 32 teeth and we should chew 32 times, something like that. You know, before. I mean, I found that very interesting, but that's what basically you're saying. Take your time to eat, feel the food. Yeah. And
And actually, the saliva in your mouth helps it break down. So that's why you chew so many times,
yeah,
because it helps it digest in your system faster.
yeah, definitely, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. That's critical. But what can older women do to gain that muscle tone? That yeah, um, older women perhaps being over 40, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah. You know what? That's a good question. I love it,
yeah,
because a lot of us don't know what to do. And after we get, older, our body just doesn't move the way that it used to. I find
right.
that. Um, I like to use, you have to find your own thing. Now, yoga is really good, stretching the ligaments. Yoga is wonderful. That is by far one of my favorites. I like to keep everything, so I
Yeah,
can move. And you just feel better. But I
right.
also use, for myself, how I do it is I use resistance. I use wrist weights. I use
Yeah,
ankle weights.
yeah,
And I mean, I could be just walking around, going shopping, and I'll have my ankle weights on.
right. Yeah, okay.
And
Yeah,
I mean, I can tell you, I can do just 20 minutes a day of just a few little leg exercises with my
hmm,
ankle weights on, and some exercises with my wrist weights, and using the resistance there. You are building muscle. And if you're
yeah,
eating protein, you got to eat your protein. So
yeah,
a lot of times I snack on hard boiled eggs. I mean, some people don't like that. Find your protein of choice. But
yeah.
you got to keep the protein, because what's going to happen is what you want to do is you think, okay, I'm just going to take away the calories, and you're going to lose weight. You're going to lose muscle. We don't
Okay,
want
yeah.
to. Don't do that. Got to have
Oh,
protein.
interesting, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Women might have this sort of fear, right? But how can they move forward when this fear is holding them back? Fear of many things. We're talking about Women History Month now, and we have just celebrated Women History. Sorry, Women International Women's Day, and the theme was breaking the bias. So my thing is that this fear a lot of women are having now, fear of many things. You can talk about some of those fears. How can they break these fears so that they can move forward?
So are you talking about fears of like hurting themselves, their back? Is that what you're saying?
various fears I'm looking at really, but you might have want to suggest some sort of fears that you're seeing and talk about how they can move ahead instead of being at a stoplight, so to speak, when it says greed.
Okay. Everybody's going to hit stoplights. We always do.
Yeah,
We always self-doubt ourselves, and that's when you need to be your biggest cheerleader, honestly. Um the fears is that I can't do this, and the thing of it is being honest with yourself, because sometimes what we'll do is we'll go, you know what, I just can't do this, and we give up, and then we give into that thing that we wanted, and then we feel horrible about it afterwards.
yeah,
When if we had just been honest of why we didn't want to do it, or maybe we could just be honest with ourselves, that we can get past that to continue going forward. So be honest with yourself why you're stopping. Don't make up excuses. And I think that's what we do to ourselves, is we make up excuses. Oh, that's a good one, I'll use that one, I believe it.
yeah,
Don't be honest with yourself of why you think you can't do it, because this is you.
yeah.
You need to love you before anybody else is going to love you. You have to love you for you. You are the only you that's out there,
I
is
like that.
you. That's
Yeah,
right. You are special, and you need to show up for yourself.
yeah. And yeah,
Right?
and
You
yeah,
show up for your boss, right? Show
yeah.
up for
And
you.
you're definitely talking to even the younger ladies now, because many of these younger women, 20s, 19, you know, 25, they seem to have this great fear, of moving on, you know, finding themselves. So you're right. So you're speaking to them as well.
Absolutely. Girls, don't be afraid. You know what? I mean, I love life.
Yeah.
I think I'm living my best life now, and it has nothing to do with how much money I have in the bank. Has nothing to do with what car I drive. I just love being me. I have found me, and I'm not
Right.
perfect,
Yeah.
but I've accepted that.
Right.
Right? I'm okay that I have a unibrow that goes down to here. I'm okay that I have to shave my chin hair every
You're
day.
still showing us things that we cannot see. I cannot see it.
I'm telling
That's
you,
all right. That's all right. All right. I won't say anything. Right.
but you know what I'm saying? It's like, be happy with yourself.
Yeah.
Control your thoughts, and your future can be whatever you want it to be. And
Right.
so many times as young kids, we're told you can't do this, or you can't. And isn't that somebody older that maybe it was their own fear, and they don't want you to do it because you're going to show them up and make them look like a failure?
Yeah. Yeah. So
Uh-uh.
yeah. Yeah. Best health over 40. I that is running across the screen because you're saying, hey, I feel better over
Yes,
40.
I
My
do.
best health.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Explain that concept. How can you feel better over 40?
I do, internally,
Yeah.
mentally. And you know what? I don't know. I look pretty good in a bathing suit. You should have seen me back then. I did.
I'm that photo. That's all right.
I'm pretty proud of myself.
Yeah.
A lot of people when they get older, they don't like to say their age. But for me,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
proud of it.
Yeah. Yeah. 50, 51? 51,
51.
right?
I'll be
Yeah.
50
And
in
good.
October.
That's all right. That's all right. But though, Debbie, many persons will say their age when they take, for instance, women we heard, don't like to say their age. However, women who are maybe 60 and look 30 will tell you that they are 60.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all the thing. So yeah, you have women who are 51 as you are, and look maybe 30. So you will say, hey, I'm 51. So
You're
so
proud of yourself.
Yeah, it's
You know what I
about
mean?
self.
Having that
Yeah,
confidence and that proud, that self-esteem that you carry.
right, right.
And if you're not feeling good about yourself, that shows as well.
Yeah, you
You
have to feel good about yourself. And you know, I've just a few more questions. And you're inspiring women, right, to find that spark and create the life they've always wanted. I know, and you talk about feeling good over 40 better than you have felt before. Talk
yes.
to us about that spark that you want to inspire women to have.
I want them to have the spark of knowing that they can do it. They can be who they want to be. They can live the life that they want. You can. You just have to believe in yourself. Um, I'm working on so many wonderful things right now. I'm a mail carrier during the day. I'm no longer a dancer. Um, that was back in the day.
Yeah.
And now I do my pageants. I'm a pageant consultant.
Oh, cool.
I am helping women, with diet, exercise, gaining their confidence. This is what I love to do. I would be doing this no matter what. And I do this when I'm not a mail carrier.
Yeah. Okay.
And because it's my passion, like I enjoy it so much that I'm happy. And it's funny
Yeah.
because, like, I have a few guys that I don't know how to say that.
Debbie, this is Canute Exploration, your topic in the podcast. Nothing is taboo. Talk to me. What are you saying? I won't let it go.
You're so funny. I love it. Okay. I sit there and I think to myself, I don't need a man to make me happy.
Okay.
I don't know. It's like I don't need a man with a car
Okay.
or a man and everybody has their thing.
Of
If they
course.
want that, that's beautiful. Then
Yeah.
by all means, you know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
got what you want.
Yeah.
I want I want a beautiful person inside and out.
Yeah.
I want the whole package. I want
Yeah.
I want a guy that just is will appreciate me as much as I appreciate them.
Yeah.
I haven't really thought about money because I'm not really materialistic, and I'm so happy with just where I am. It's really weird because I think like your whole life you go through, and ladies, maybe you can relate to me, but I think during my marriage and stuff, I'd be like, gosh, if I could just get this amount of money, I'll be happy. If I could just have this, I'd be happy. If I could just, whatever, right? If he would just do this, I'd be happy. And I'm past that.
Yeah.
I'm really past that. I am more towards, I want to enjoy life. I enjoy the simple things. It could be walking down Main Street at Disneyland. That to me is a beautiful day. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm pretty simple. Yeah, going hiking and I love I want to be alive. I want to feel alive, right?
Yeah.
That's what I want out of life. I just want to enjoy life. That's it.
Debbie, you are going to make people call me and say, hey, I need the contact for Debbie. I don't understand you, Debbie. That's all right. That's all right. Debbie, you were in sports, right? NBA dance. Oh, NBA dance team. It's a cheerleading thing.
Yeah, the Atlanta Hawks basketball team. I was a dancer for Atlanta Hawks.
Oh, okay. Oh, that went.
Yeah, I can't play basketball. My son does. He's really good
Yeah.
at it.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Yeah, Debbie, you have been so much. You have done so much. It's really nice talking to you. You're an inspiration to women, and I'm happy that I use you as the voice for women who are challenged, struggling with, and you have overcome because you have overcome, and maybe not 100%, but as we end the series and voices have challenged women, I'm happy that you come and sort of sum up the thing, because we have looked at bitter divorce, sexual abuse, self-esteem, so many things. And you are really an inspiration to many women around the world, and I want you to continue that. And you're 30, so you right? So you have a lot to offer, more to offer. Debbie, thanks for coming and Canute Exploration, your topic in the podcast.
Can I what?
No, I'm saying thanks for coming on Canute Exploration, your topic in the podcast. It's nice having you here.
Oh, thank you for having me. I've had so much fun, and
I
I'm
know.
so happy that you let me touch as many women, even if
Yeah,
it was just one person, just making a difference
definitely.
in this world. That's wonderful.
You did. You did. That's what we're all about. Laughter, have fun. That's Canute Exploration. Ta-ta.
Bye.
Bye-bye.